Hello everyone and welcome back. Today's video is from day 3 in Chengdu and it was the day we visited the pandas. Did we love it? Was it worth the hype? Keep watching to find out. We started our day early because getting to the panda base was a bit of a journey, and once again we knew this was a very popular spot, so arriving early felt like the best way to beat the crowds, or at least that was the plan. Early mornings have their own charm: quieter streets, lighter traffic, and a small window into everyday local life before the city fully wakes up. About an hour later, we reached the drop-off point, and from there, it was a bit of a walk. We walked past vendors calling out to us, and souvenir stalls all along the pathway, but this one food stall grabbed our attention. Fresh, hot and sizzling, right in front of us. It was a perfect stop for breakfast. After fueling ourselves up, we were ready to start the day. The crowds were starting to pour in. Clearly shows just how popular this place is. You could already tell it was going to be a crazy busy day with so many people around. There's a buggy service that makes getting around much easier, so we were trying to locate the station. That queue for the buggy was really long and the wait felt endless. We ended up sitting in the back row, facing the opposite direction, which felt a bit weird at first, but it was actually a lot of fun on those curvy roads. There were announcements playing the whole time, all in Chinese, so we had no clue what was going on. At that point, we were just doing what everyone else was doing. We hopped off where almost everyone else did, guessing it was the main stop. We followed it to a group towards this huge building, and I was just hoping this would be where we'd finally see the pandas. There was no sight of any panda, just people getting excited here and there. So we wandered around the viewing area until someone finally spotted one. And that's when I saw a panda in real life for the very first time. Even though we arrived fairly early at the panda base, between the long queues at the entrance and the wait for the buggy, it was already lunchtime. We were getting really hungry, so we decided to take a break first, grab something to eat, cool down a bit, and then get back to exploring. We found a restaurant that, surprisingly, wasn't too busy. The menu looked really inviting, so we went in. They had so many items on the menu, so I'm sure everyone can find something they like. food we ordered was really tasty.
Dad is super rich, and one of the conditions the youngest one shared this medicine to her. She's super successful.
We still had a few places we wanted to check out, and after looking at the map, we thought another buggy ride was the way to go. The wait for the buggy was no joke. The queue was incredibly long, and it felt like it took forever to get to the front of the queue. After almost an hour of waiting, we finally got on the buggy. It was a pretty hot day, so that ride felt like a huge relief with the air rushing past us. We passed a few stops with interesting looking buildings. Up until then, everything seemed to be going well, and based on the map, we thought we needed to go much further to reach the nursery house, where the infant pandas and red pandas were. We just kept going, not realizing we'd missed our stop. Then the road started to look familiar, and suddenly we realized we were going all the way back to where we started from. Well, that's exactly what happened. We ended up right back at the entrance. We couldn't help but laugh at our poor navigation skills. Then came decision time. Looking at that long queue, my dad was ready to call it a day, but my mum and I were determined to get back in line. After a long wait in the queue, we were finally back on the buggy. We ended up reaching the same spot where we'd gotten off earlier. One of the staff members pointed us towards a building where she said we had a better chance of seeing the pandas. It was an indoor enclosure. Let's see if we got lucky. At last, we got to see some pandas, which was enough to make us happy.
It's well enough.
I don't know why.
We were having a good laugh at our own chaos.
Hi everyone.
By the time we left, it was late afternoon and pretty hot. After a few photos and making people wait a bit, we wrapped up our panda adventure.
Huh?
We hopped into a taxi and headed back to the hotel. Later that evening, when the day cooled down, we went out for a much-needed foot massage. From there, we took a relaxed stroll along the beautifully lit river and ended up at a small but vibrant night market where we spent the rest of our evening. Let the B-roll tell the story. And that's how our third day in Chengdu came to an end. It was a memorable day, finally getting to see the pandas. We'll be back with another video. Until then, take care!